All right, so we are back once again. So after you must have checked for these related works that has already been done in the area where you want to do the work before, like in the area of work. What I mean by area, if it's either a faction logo or a food logo, or maybe something like a laundry logo, like the one we used to change check, or a automobile. It could be anything at all. It could be anything at all. It could be also IT field. It could be any field at all. You have to take some relevant ideas that are peculiar to that field, not that you want to replicate exactly the same thing, so that you will give you idea of some of the things to use. When I did this logo, when I designed this logo, we I had a problem identifying the correct way to bring in accessory into the logo. What I did was that it's not like I don't know what is accessory, but I just took out time again to call the lady who owns this logo, asked her to give me an example of accessory that she sells. And that was when she gave me, immediately she mentioned ring, gold ring, diamond ring, this idea of using this ring with this diamond pedal just came into mind immediately. It just came into mind, and that was exactly what I used. And I want to also take us back to show us how I conceptualize these logos. I don't just enter the system and start designing. I didn't just, none of them did I enter the system and just designing just because I know how to design or how to use the software. No, 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 no. I am not claiming to be an expert, but I know I have mastered, I've gotten a lot of expertise in the use of CorelDRAW, which I know that will make sense to somebody out there who is still starting up with it too. And also, these are some of the logos that I've done, which you have also seen. And I'm going to show you how I conceptualize some of them to get to where I was, or what, or the work that was delivered. I'm kind of becoming more interested in this GT Bank logo. If I just carry the GT, GT, I think this is the way they normally write it. If I just take it now, expand it, and then put it here, I think I've gotten a GT Bank logo. I know it's something like this. It must not be exactly, but I know it's something like this. GT Bank. Maybe? Yeah, guaranteed trust bank. So let's see whether I got it right. Let's just take this time. GT Bank logo. Oh, perfect. You see, something like this, but if you look at it, you will notice something which we didn't notice at the plain sight, which is the distance between here and here, the distance between this place, that is the headroom, that is the top, and the top of the square inside, and the distance between the square inside and the edge to the right. So there is a considerable distance between these two places, here and here, and here and here. That was what and then there is also a distance between the logo. So all these things are premeditated, or they are done for a reason. It is all what ways you can check whether a logo was forged or not. Maybe you check in the design of the logo, does it commiserate, or does it measure up with the one that you did. So it shows that we know what we're doing. So let's go back to our work. So if I show, and then this color is a little bit darker too. No, 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 not this dark. I think this dark makes sense. So if I just take this and then take this, bring this out like this, and then make this one more bold, and then bring it to this point, I think we have gotten something that looks like that GT Bank logo. So I think this is all about that. So now let's look at some of the works that I did before. Oh, I didn't bring up this work. I need to bring up this work. You need to see this work. It's very beautiful. I'm going to come back to it. But these are some of the conceptualization that I did with logo. Let me find the work. I'm coming. Food doc. Okay, you see this logo? So this is how I started with this logo. This logo belongs to a food doctor. When I mean food doctor, I mean a nutritionist. Yes, it is not the regular doctor that you know, it is a nutritionist. And what does nutritionists do? They solve health related issues using food and nutrition. So you are sick, they give you the right nutrition. So when you understand what he does, you can be easy for you to craft out a logo that looks like that, looks that can represent the person. So what this person is, his name is Innocent. He's a food doctor, and he wanted to start working on his own page and the rest, and he was looking for a brand identity, and he met me, and then I drafted this for him. This is a stethoscope showing that he's a doctor. This is a berry, according to him. That berry, according to the research I did rather before confronting him, berry is one of the most nutrition, is it most one most nutritious fruit that can be used to solve diverse health challenges. So that is why I adopted the use of berry fruit in order to produce his logo. So what I did, let me show you the final work of this logo. This is the final work. This is what I later arrived at after starting with that. This is what I later arrived at. Do you see how wonderful it is? Beautiful, right? And these colors are premeditated. What I mean by premeditated is that they are carefully choosing. Green and orange. Orange is the color for nutritionists. They use orange more. And then green represents health. And since he is a doctor and is trying to solve health challenges using natural means, I thought that green will make actually more sense than orange. So if you look at this, when I was doing the logo presentation, this is what I used to do the presentation that I gave to him. This thing that you see that looks like lightning that is shining from, I still did this. I did it all using CorelDRAW. You understand? We do it in Photoshop too, but I did this one using CorelDRAW. It was my idea of Photoshop that actually helped me to do it. So I hope you understand now. So why I did what I did. Okay, so I just make it look like a light is shining, like trying to expose the logo, trying to bring out, call it up. I don't know if somebody is getting the vibe, but there is. Now also, if you look at this color, you find out that the color we're carefully choosing, and they send the right message to the right people. And in presentation too, that is for later. Let me just click presentation of design or presentation of logo design. So what actually happens here is that I actually did my conceptualization. This is where I drew this. Before I got to this final one that I adopted, I have drawn a lot of things that I don't keep record of. I actually draw. If it is wrong, I throw it away. Not immediately, but later when we make the final choice, we throw other ones away and keep the one that we made as the choice. But I did this initially. I have drawn a lot of things that didn't make sense, and then later on I just have to draw another one until I got to this. So I looked at those things, like those the fruit that conveys more, that makes more meaning to his field. It must not be this. I'm just giving you an example of what I did in order to get to this. And then I have other ones like this. Yes, you remember the L and B logo that I did. Okay, let me show you. Before I actually come to this, look at some of the rubbish I've done before. But I call them rubbish because it is rubbish now, because I've gotten what I needed and what the person approved and what the person wanted and what the person paid for. But before I could get to that place, I did a lot of things with pencil, like things that I'm not even proud of. And so you can see them before I actually later came to this. So I will write the name, try to use the name to try to form. If you look down here, you will see that I cleaned something that looks like a laundry basket. I have drawn it. It doesn't make sense to me too. I cleaned it, And then that's why I told you the conceptualization part of logo design has to do a lot with pencil and pen, and you thinking and you revisiting and reviewing a lot of related works that has already been done. You're not the first person doing logo, neither am I the first person. You're not the first person that is coming up with something unique. People have done it, so you should look at their work and then get inspiration, be inspired. So that is what I did. So I think the final work of this is this. And then remember, the aim of this class is just to show you how to do all these things using CorelDRAW, but we need to really appreciate these things so that you will not end up using CorelDRAW and you become frustrated, not because CorelDRAW cannot serve you, but because you cannot been able to you have not been able to get the right concept. Until you get the right concept, CorelDRAW cannot help you. No design software can help you. Remember what I said from the beginning. Until you get your conceptualization and ideation right, you can never get your design right. So you end up drawing things that looks fantastic. People know that you have a command of the software, but yet it doesn't really make sense per se to the person that you're delivering the work to. So if you want to know whether this was done by me, you will see bits and pieces of this thrown there. I did it all in CorelDRAW. I gave it this kind of color that you're seeing. I can also change it, right? I did it intentionally in order to show all these things that I did. So all these things are carefully done, and where the cocoa is, where the matter is how I was able to get to this. So but we're going to start with some basic ones, and then from there we'll proceed. And then apart from that, I did another work. Okay, I've not actually delivered this work because the person did not pay advance, but the person contacted me, wanted something. I was working on it while I was waiting for her to pay advance. On the day when she was supposed to pay advance, she didn't pay advance, but I actually did the conceptualization, right? So you see what it will look like, or it might look like. Might be different from this when I actually deliver it, but it will not be far from this, because this is where I actually do my background work on the paper, and I am good at it, right? I draw it in order to get what I want, and it can mean a lot of things. So yeah, I tried here to make sure that it doesn't look like one logo. I don't know, it's just that McDonald's logo. I tried so much to make sure I didn't replicate it, but what I just wanted to use was to use the letter M. That is a letter mark kind of logo. So, and then look at this one too. This is when I was straight conceptualizing that red stitches and accessories. Look at how I was conceptualizing it before I actually did the actual work. Look at the work, right? So remember what I told you. It is a concept. It will not be perfect, but at least you should appreciate it in that stage. Where is it again? Okay, so look at it, and this is where I was conceptualizing about the manner of the kind of logo vector that I will draw to use to convey that head of the ring being a diamond. And then I was able to choose this later on. If you look at this, you'll see that it was this one that I actually chose. Look at it, I chose this and I used it, and it still made sense to you immediately. Immediately you look at it, at least you can say that this is a accessory company, or this is an accessory business. And then that is it about that. So two ways you can do this. I can actually come and trace this myself, right? I actually draw on paper sometimes, and then I'll come and trace, or if I understand the concept, I will draw it myself. So now this is where we enter into the main work of working with CorelDRAW for our designs. And I would like to start with the designing of this. This is the one, a logo that is very popular to every person that is using internet today. This is the logo of Google Chrome. So we are going to try to replicate this logo using some of these tools in CorelDRAW and see the results we are going to get. Thank you.